Hello, my name is Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm talking about non-duality and the soul. I had recently seen a question online about the soul and realized I haven't made a video specifically about this. But they were wondering about how non-duality and the soul kind of works, and they had mentioned near-death experiences, NDEs, and other things that indicate, some kind of soul. The way I would explain it is that there are subtle bodies. And so just as there is a physical body, there's a more subtle body. And that's how I would explain the NDEs and near-death experiences and things like that, where this would be attributed to soul travel or, a soul in some way. That it's just a more subtle body that may continue on. However, that body is still just as much not you as the physical body. No body is what you are. So I would say you should not identify as even the soul. Because any and all individual forms are temporary. They're impermanent. It will end one day. Because in non-duality, things were never separate in the first place. The whole idea of individual souls, where we're individuals that reincarnate or incarnate or have NDEs or soul travel or whatever else, are all part of the illusion of a separate me. And in non-duality, the separation never existed. It's only been imagined. It's been a fiction all along. There is no separation. There is no otherness. What you really are is that undivided, indivisible, absolute, Brahman. You can call it self, but it's not personal. It's not something you can really identify with. It's non-conceptual. No concept can touch it. The mind just can't touch it. I'm not saying that a subtle body, say a soul, doesn't exist. I'm just saying it's no different than the physical body. And so there's no point on fixating on it because you're not that. Just as in Advaita and non-duality will typically point, you are not the body, you are not the mind, and that you should break identification with this. The subtle body is just something else to break identification with. You're not that either. And in this way, it still allows for the potentiality of out-of-body experiences, soul travel, near-death experiences / NDEs. All of these are potential experiences and may happen. And they do not in some way prove that an individual me really exists. It does not prove that. It just shows that you're still misidentifying with something you are not, fundamentally. You're still seeing yourself as a piece. Because so many times people try to sometimes define the soul as a piece of God or a piece of divinity. It's just a way to segment, to fragment, to create separation that does not exist. Because divinity, Brahman, is inherently undivided. Was never divided in the first place. Was never separate. There's never been another. Just as I wouldn't say the physical body doesn't exist, I wouldn't say a subtle body or soul doesn't exist. It's obvious that the physical body exists. It's obvious that there could be subtle bodies, a soul. Doesn't really matter. Even if that subtle body / soul transmigrated from one lifetime to another, it doesn't matter. Even if you can trace a line of me's and reincarnation, that's not what you really are. That's still a misidentification. And so, by and large, non-duality would rather not talk about reincarnation or the soul at all, because it is a distraction. It is distracting you from that which is inherently undivided and has never been separate, which is the whole point of non-duality. But if you've got any questions, comments, please post below. And until next time, thank you much.